How's it going, guys? And welcome to whatever podcast we're going to name this. We haven't decided yet, but I'm glad you're here. I'm with Cam Janssen from the Chicago Blackhawks. Just kidding. St. Louis Blues, local celebrity here. Well, his celebrity for his exploits, not necessarily his playing. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just giving you some crap. We're here just having our normal blind talk. And so, man, thanks for coming in on us. I know we're at this wonderful event here at Adventures Unknown. We are in the Speakeasy. It's actually pretty awesome. We've been out there bullshitting for a little bit, so building rapport while we're taking shots, drinking some nice cold frosty beverages, adult beverages. And here we are, man. So welcome.
Appreciate it, man.
So he asked me a few seconds ago, right before we started rolling, that when did you start this? And I said yesterday. It's been an envisionment of mine for about 5 years. So Duck Blind Mafia, I'll tell you the story. They've got enough footage. So I'm going to have a duck hunter. I don't know. Do you hunt at all? I mean...
I did. My dad got me into it at a young age. He went to Reading, South Dakota, the pheasant hunt. But I couldn't get into it because I started getting into hockey big time, man. So I just didn't have the patience. But now that I'm chilled out, like I do want to go sit in a duck blind. I do want to go chill, do my thing, get up early. I'm good at getting up early. I have my coffee, do my thing. I would love to do it now. But when I was young, I was too antsy. I need to go hit somebody.
I understand that from your hockey career.
You know what I mean?
So Duck Blind Mafia started from a hangover.
Yeah.
Literally went out, and I'll tell you the brief story with it. These guys already know. So I started this hungover. So opening day, we have a party. And that night, we ended up at this local bar, this local tavern. All of us were there, fucking getting tanked, dude. It was awesome. And we partied until the bar closed. You know, Missouri, they close at 1:30. So we have to be at the blind by 4 a.m. So we stopped. There's a White Castle adventure in there too, but that's for a different thing. Dude, I love White Castle, especially when you're
duck hunting.
When you're sober.
When you're duck hunting.
Oh, dude, you don't want to be in that blind when that crap happens, dude. Let me tell you, that is the worst smell you can get.
Yeah.
There's like 5 inches of waders and 2 inches of dick, so it's a bad day. Plus, we do what they call cutting underwear. You have to go, and sometimes the toilet paper isn't readily available.
No, I get that.
So it is a rough day. So, and I got really hammered drunk the night before. I didn't even drive to the duck blind. I'm always a driver. My buddy is always the TC. He tells me where to go. The truck commander, he tells me where to go. And I looked down the line and I saw everybody with the same version of camo. I mean, literally different brands of clothing. So like, I don't even name them because mine's coming out, guys. I don't even want to name them. But we were all wearing different clothing, but it was all the same as that camo. I mean, that's what it was. So I said, hell with that. I'm going to do it myself. And I literally started my LLC from the Missouri bottoms on the river.
Nice.
That's how it started. And now 5 years later, here we are. And yesterday I did my demo. And let me tell you, they were laughing because I can tell you some funny ass damn stories. But this podcast is just about dudes being dudes.
Yeah, man. I get that.
And we'll get the women in here sometimes to pretty much reel us back in, because we are what we are.
Balance things out a little bit.
I wouldn't say balance, just to pretty much put the hook in the mouth and say, hey, come on, I'm going to reel you back in.
Yeah, I get you on that. Trust me, it happens to me all the time. Probably happened tonight with my wife here.
Oh, no, we're going to kick it tonight. So if you want to go to the duck blind,
I'd like to, man. I do. Like, again, I'm more patient now than I was when I was a kid. And then the hockey thing, man, it's just like when you start playing and you're competitive and you're doing okay, like you just get invited to all this stuff. So you're just playing, it consumes your life. So that's why I didn't get into hunting. But again, now I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll chill. Like, what's up? Like, call those bad boys in. Let's go. And duck's a damn good meat. I'll eat it. I'd like to be a duck, to be honest with you, besides this cat next to me, killing me. But ducks are great. You go down Lake of the Ozarks, man, they're flying in.
They have no predators. On that. Oh,
they have no predators. They'll shit on your dock. They'll eat all your scraps, and then they'll fly away like, see you later. They could swim, they could fly, they could do whatever. Besides guys like you killing them, if I was reincarnated, I'd be a duck.
I would be a bald eagle that screams fucking America.
That's another thing. You're damn right I'd be a bald eagle. And you could pick up, I live way out there too, man. Like I look at these eagles and these huge ass turkey vultures and whatnot.
He says way out there. It's probably like O'Fallon. Like, no, I live where there's a bunch of shit.
No, I grew up way out in Pacific in the middle of the woods by Black Madonna Shrine. So like
oh, dude, we rolled down there.
Yeah.
We rolled down there. That's a great spot.
It's in the middle of the woods. We had an infirmary, but like your spiders to ticks would kill our dog. Like our dogs would roam everywhere, and I'd walk outside as a kid And I'd be like, what is that? And I look, and there's 1,000 seed.
Oh, it looks like your skin's moving.
1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Seed ticks like this. And you take a shower that night.
They did make a great invention, though. Like a great invention. It's called pants.
Yeah, well, I'm a kid. You know, even the pants, like those fucking go right up. They'll go right up.
You know what the worst thing is? When they're in the bottom of your ball sack. You know what I'm saying? When you're taking a shower. Because so we teal hunt.
Like, oh God.
We went teal hunting last weekend and we walked out like 2 miles out. Dude, I'm lazy. So when we go, I got a side by side. We just roll, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lazy now. And I got back to take a shower. I'm like, what is that? I thought I had like a mole or something. No, it's a big ass tick.
Big old tick.
And that chiggers all the way around my socks.
Yeah.
Dude, I had pants on. I had them tucked in.
Snakes. It just living in the wood. We didn't clear enough out to where it would kind of just, you know, maybe like cut that down a little bit. But God, our dogs would have ticks.
Oh, the big gray ones?
The gray ones. Then you take a magnifying glass and you could pop like we were.
You took magnifying glasses?
You're like this, and then they explode as kids. I'm just thinking, it was really weird. I don't want to live in the woods like that, but we do live out there now. But we're on a golf course. We're fancy now. But
so there's one of 4 places out there, and I probably live by
St. Albans. We're in St. Albans now.
You're at Albans?
Yeah.
So I'm a member of Whitmore.
Yeah. You okay? Yeah, Whitmore's out there, out the other way. But no, we still see we have fucking mountain lions in our backyard. We have black bears.
Missouri does not have mountain lions. Ask any conservation. Dude, I saw one gnawing on a cow on the back of our property.
Dude, my buddy hit one, and the fucking thing was right there. It's like it was like on steroids.
And the conservation department came and it just disappeared.
It just goes like it just scattered off. Hit him with his fucking car.
I was walking back of our property one day, and I heard this crunching noise. Okay, and the conservation lives down the street from my parents, like literally diagonal to where the property line ends. And I'm up there gnawing on a calf.
Yeah.
Just on a tree, just gnawing on it. And I asked him, I said, do we have mountain lions? He goes, oh, there's no mountain lions here. I'm like, it had a big old tag on its ear.
Bullshit, dude.
Yeah, no.
I remember
Welcome to Missouri.
the other day, we had deer everywhere. So we had a deer and the neck was broken.
Yeah.
The neck was torn
You spun
around.
it. Yeah, you spun it, yeah.
And the mountain lion laid it next to our house. My wife gets up and goes, what is this? Cam, do something. I'm like, I'm like,
you said, bro,
it's like 100 pounds. Like, what am I going to do? Pick it up? I got to put it in a trash bag? I'm like, just wait. This was at night.
I'm 6'3", dude. You make me slow. You probably could have picked it up.
I'm not touching that thing.
Fair enough.
You know, who knows what's on that fucking thing? So the neck's broke. I'm like, it's not bleeding. There's no blood trail. Okay, he's like, get this thing out of here. What do we do? I go, just wait. The next morning I get up, it's fucking gone.
I figured you got drag marks. You saw drag marks, yeah.
Now I see the blood marks all the way
drag marks.
All the way to the forest. So that thing shook it, broke its neck, killed it, waited because there's probably coyotes that are going to pick the thing up. So the mountain lion didn't want to fuck with the coyotes, so he laid the damn thing by my house, and then the next morning picked it back up, dragged it up to the woods.
You got dogs?
Yeah, I do.
That's why the coyotes didn't come. Is you got dogs, they'll run them off.
They don't go out. We have indoor dogs. They're not allowed outside.
You got them little shit dogs, like them little ones?
No, we rescue
little markers.
We rescue dogs.
Fair enough. I could agree with that because we rescued an English Mastiff, and he was the greatest thing, but he had that pumpkin disease. Man.
We rescue cats and dogs. I don't buy the golden doodle. I don't do any of that. Whatever we see, we'll rescue them. We've done that.
I would totally pay to see you walking like a Chiweenie down the street.
I'll have one of those. I
want to see your big ass carrying this little collar, and it says Spike or something on with a pink collar.
If you saw me with my cat, my little kitty that's 18 years old now, I got her when I first started playing with the blues. She's still alive. Like, that's my little baby. Like, me and...
Are we going to have a full, like, gun salute, whatever, when the cat goes?
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yes, we are.
You're attached to that cat that bad.
That little kitty, I was going through hell, up and down with motions and shit, and fighting guys, and fucking, getting chirped online, doing this, doing that. But that little kitty cat, every single morning, would just lay by me, and I would feel fucking good. So you could chirp me all you want
with a black eye thing now.
My fucking face is all caved in from some monster I fought there. That little kitty would put a smile on my face no matter what.
I'm gonna tell you honestly, there's not many people that I'd be nervous about throwing hands with, and I'll throw hands with anybody. I would second guess it. Give me another big ass shot. I would.
I don't fight military.
As friends. No, well,
I don't fight military.
All right, so I gotta ask. I'm gonna ask a few questions.
I don't do that.
You're a St. Louis native. Which there's very few real hockey players.
I was the first one to make it.
Yeah, then you had Maroon that just totally looked like the dude I was down there at the parade.
boy.
Fucking badass. I would love to meet that dude.
Oakville Hoosier, Patty Maroon, baby. What's up?
Dude, I would love to meet that dude because I would take my shirt off and go. I got to touch a cup when they went through, and I was sitting by the people where Gloria started.
Yeah,
Jax. I was literally pushed up against it. I'm on the website when he took pictures.
Really?
I was.
You're at Jax in Philly?
No, I wasn't in Jax. I was partying with the guys from Jax where I was staying when I touched.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I got a question. So this is an honest question. So when you were growing up, you were obsessed about hockey. I was a baseball hockey player too. I met Al McGinnis one time when I was younger, and I thought, man, I'm going to be a fucking pro hockey player. My knees and ankles still couldn't take it, so let's be real. But the question I have is, did you always want to play for the Blues, or did you have because at the time, I know when we were growing up, because we're not much age difference off. I don't know, how old are you?
40.
I'm 42, so we're at the same time. That's when the Red Wings were big. That's when the Blackhawks were big. Colorado, you're right, the Avalanche.
Dallas was
the
good.
Ducks, because he had the Mighty Ducks. I watched that movie 5,000 times.
Yeah, Ducks were popular, yeah.
They were popular, but they weren't good.
No.
But they did have Korea at the time. So Korea was...
I played with him. Awesome guy.
Oh, he seems like a cool dude. But I was a Bure fan, like Pavel.
Me too.
Dude.
He's the one that got me into hockey, dude. Pavel. Then his dad coached me.
The Russian Rocket.
By the way. Then I had Valerie.
He just died?
Yeah, his daddy did.
Oh, man, that can both say. Sorry
Vladimir
about
Bure,
that.
fucking badass. He was so nice to me. He was my coach in the Devils.
Well, when you were at the Devils?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the first jersey other than the Blues I got was the New Jersey Devils because my mom called me the little shit devil. That was my nickname.
The Devils
so
the best name
devil.
in hockey. The Devils, my opinion, is the best, the coolest, sleekest name in sports. You're the Devils. And it was like that New Jersey Devil. There's some sort of weird thing that happened and they got the...
It was a devil. It was literally, they thought they saw a devil.
It was more of an animal.
A chupacabra.
Yeah, it's more of an animal that they kept seeing in Jersey and stuff back in the day. So it was just like this weird myth. So, and then the league wanted Lou Lamoriello, our GM, to change the name. They're like, fuck you. Then they win 3 Stanley Cups and they're dominant for fucking 20 years.
Yeah, but we grew up with when you had, Brendan Shanahan growing up, dude.
Yeah,
he was
my boy. Yeah.
He's
cool.
The GOAT. But when you were growing up, what team did you want to play for?
Fucking Blues. What do you mean? Dude, I'm down at my parents would take me to Busch Stadium and I'd be like this.
Yeah, baseball was boring.
Cool. And then my dad took me to hockey when I was young and I'm watching warm-ups and Twister and Chaser and Holly were hitting the glass by me. I'm like, ah. And then Chaser and Twister piss pumps somebody bop, knocks him down. Takes his fucking jersey off in the penalty box, what's up? All the women are
that base,
I'm that's what I want to be.
I heard a rumor that, remember in the Mighty Ducks when they were in the second one, when they were Team USA or whatever, when he took his jersey off, was dancing, they were actually paying an homage to Tony
Twister, dude.
I heard that.
I was like, that's what the hell I want to do.
You're a Letterkenny fan, actually. You like Shoresy.
Yeah, they wanted me to go up there, but it was during COVID, and I couldn't get into Canada. So they wanted me to do the show with them. And be
dude,
it was during COVID, and I couldn't get across the border.
I mean, this isn't Mexico. We could have smuggled you.
No, I did my.
I mean, literally,
Justin Trudeau would have put me in jail so fast.
But here's the reality, though. It literally is a clear cut of grass. You could have walked across.
No, I get that, but it's not worth it. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Well, because
dude, this is Letterkenny.
They were putting people in jail for walking outside at the time, I'm going to smuggle myself in Canada to do a fucking TV show. Dude,
I would videotape that shit.
I'd be in jail still, probably,
So
not doing that.
Everybody has their first team. So I will be honest with you. So for me, I love baseball more than hockey, but I watch hockey more than baseball because I like action. And I don't like the new rules. They need to get rid of Ali. Because, 4,900 people at Busch Stadium. I've never heard that in my entire life.
It's not good for city either.
Oh, dude. So my sister went to one of the private boxes the other day, and it should have been full. She said there was 6 people in there.
Yeah, it's not good. And it's not because, you want the Blues and the Cardinals to be good. You do. There's so much
revenue. We're St. Louis people. We're assholes to everyone else except for people from St. Louis.
Well, there's so many restaurants down there, and they're trying to build up the city, which they need to do. And if the Blues and the Cardinals aren't relevant, you are. It's going to be a fucking ghost town.
Sir, we have soccer now.
That's fine. They do a damn good job. And not to mention, right where Maggie O'Brien's is, where that...
I love Maggie's.
Maggie, my boy.
Yeah, I love Maggie's.
McVay, I'll give you a little shout out, homeboy. But that stretch of land right there,
I mean, that's 600 feet.
It
or
looks like
it is.
you're in a San Diego or something. Like it looks clean. It looks people. There's cops everywhere, so you feel safe. Then you get to other parts of the city, and you're like, yeah. But you need the Blues and the Cardinals to be relevant. We need to build this city up. We need to make it safer. I did TV down in St. Louis. If I had a fucking hot dog stain, a mustard stain on my shirt, where am I going? Am I going to buy a shirt in St. Louis? Where's there a store? There's no stores anywhere.
There's the one by the Lucky.
There's nothing downtown.
But it's going to be airbrushed. It's going to be airbrushed.
Like, it's just little things like that. Like, if you're downtown St. Louis and you spill mustard on a shirt, you have to go to fucking Clayton to buy a shirt. Or South City. Maybe South City you could find something, but like, that's just that kind of shit. Like, little things like that add up. And, you need more security down there. You need to pay cops more. You need to just flood it with police after games, after all this stuff. You can't have cars getting broke into. That shit's got to stop. And in order to do that, you need more revenue. And in order to have more revenue, you need the big sports teams to be relevant.
Well, and not to mention, like, there a while there, they were talking about the arts and how they didn't have the funding to keep going. And it took the national parks to come in or something to come in to save it. I mean, dude, it's the arts. The one thing about Busch Stadium is you're sitting anywhere in the stadium, minus, the Budweiser zone or whatever, you can see the arch.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Busch Stadium is beautiful.
It is.
Damn right.
I remember going to the arena as a kid. I remember going to the arena, going to the cattle rooms. My dad took me one time, my stepdad. He's my dad. He's been the only person I know. But we went down there, and I'll never forget my first hockey game I ever saw. And I was probably like 8 years old. And we were playing, Al McInnes hit a slap shot from the blue line. Fucking pegged Doug Gilmour right in the chest. It looked like a shotgun him. He kind of flipped back, and I was hooked to hockey on ever since. I'm like, dude, I don't know that guy. He's like, he's a goon. I'm like,
who's a goon?
Doug Gilmour. He didn't.
Hell no. That guy scored 120 points a year. He's 5'7". He's not a goon. He's just.
Dude, how big are you? Let's talk. How big are you?
I'm under 6 foot. So I was the smallest.
Dude, you're like a
heavyweight.
fucking tank.
I'm way bigger than I was when I played right now. I'm fat because I drink a lot of beer. And
we don't consume beverages.
When I played, I was 215. I'm 250 now. So there's a big difference.
But dude, I'm 250 at 6'3". Which one are you drinking? You got like 2 drinks here, dude.
Yeah, no, I know.
So here's the question. So if we're in the duck blind, it's all about reciprocation. So you're going to have to, dude, I like your hair longer. No offense. I saw you take your hair off.
I'm losing my hair, so I got to.
You're not losing it. It's going to your chest.
Oh, I got chest hair.
I figured you got a sweater.
No, but I
lost
my hair started losing my hair. Fuck, during my last year with the Blues, I'm like, fuck.
Hey, but you had that long flowing hair. I remember it.
I had like curly thing, but
it's better than the mushroom top the kids have nowadays.
Yes, that's goofy. But
they look like Princess Toadstool and the little mushroom dude from Mario.
Yeah. But I started losing my hair, and that was tough. Like you started losing my hair.
I have a full mane.
You just look older, But
you actually look pretty young.
No, you look good, dude. You got
my gray hair is so much thicker than my brown hair.
You guys look good. You guys all got good hair.
Tommy does have sexy hair.
I got a goddamn cul-de-sac.
Okay, so this is my reciprocation. You need to start asking me questions because I'm not going to do all the talking.
No, it's all good. So you got this podcast started.
Mm-hmm.
Like, explain duck hunting. Do you like duck hunting more than any other deer to what? I don't know if you do big game. I don't know. But
I wish I had the money to do big game.
Is duck hunting the chillest because you don't have to be silent every second? Like, how does that work?
Okay, so the reality about duck hunting, it is a bromance with honey buns.
Okay,
so here's what happens. So we have to get up at dark stupid in the fucking morning, man. So I have some property down near Cape on the Illinois side. So if you want to go, we'll run out one time. We'll do a podcast on side. You can just start blasting shit. It's gonna be a good day. But what happens is, so we have to get really at dark stupid in the morning. It's hard, but it's fun. Okay, we get up, we get in the truck. I'd swing by and pick you up. You live up by Albany, so you're not too far from me. I'm in Wentzville, you're not too far from me. I'd pick you up. We'd make the run out. The whole time we're smoking, you dip, I smoke. I mean, it's a bad habit. Kids don't do that shit. Like, seriously, don't do it. We started because we were athletes, and that calmed our nerves. Am I wrong?
Don't do it.
Don't do it, though. I have a 6-year-old, man. I keep telling him all the time. He's like, Dad, you're out of smoking. Don't ever do this shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
I feel like Whitney Houston. Don't ever do it. Crack is whack. I'm gonna go do a line out back. But I mean, that's the whole thing. So now, like, so
You
we
can
get
do coke, but not tobacco.
I don't free base cocaine. You see that video on that? But speaking of that, we're not gonna go there.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dude, I won't. I'll do a little too, but I won't know.
Little toot. That was in the 70s.
That was great.
I'll do two. No,
I'll drink a little bit.
That guy was ahead of his fucking game, dude.
Dude, that has to be current.
Dude, that was in the 80s. That guy was ahead of his game.
Okay, so
I'll do it. No, I'll do it too.
I'll do it too now. But let me ask you a question though. Okay, so hold on. I'll get back to the duck hunting thing. We just hang out, we party. We have our cough medicine in the blind. We don't drink ever hunting.
Yeah.
We have our cough medicine because it gets cold on the chest. But so like, like when I did my little startup yesterday, I was just like, oh yeah. I said, my name's Joey. I like long walks with these. Do you remember when you would stay up at night and you would like the Stooges? So Saturday Night Live would come on, and then you have like that hour break, and the Stooges would come on, and you weren't supposed to be up, but we watched it. But then you had those like the sex line things come on there at night, and it was like, oh hey there, baby. I'm thinking, at one point I saw a couple of those. I'm like, there's got to be dudes, like they have to be. And so I was watching this documentary later about that, and most of the women, they were like the sexy voices, they were like 600 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And they had like, I could see them with the fucking earpiece on like Britney Spears and shit.
But the guys at that point, you're so horny, you're not banging any girls. So all you
if you're watching that, you're not getting a women.
Female. You need to hear a female, and you're like, I'll get my rocks off on that. But it still costs you money. It's still safer than calling up a hooker.
For the first minute and $1.99 for. But I mean,
yeah, like. I never got it. That was a little pat before my time. I didn't.
We're the same age.
When I was hanging out with girls, I didn't have the phone shit that these fucking.
We had pagers.
I would go do it old school, and you go to a bar and you see a girl and you wheel her, you talk to her, you charm her.
You started with the drinks.
You start whatever it is, like however you make your conversation. That's old school. Like you have a social night with a girl, even if I didn't take her home, I felt good about it because I felt like she liked me. Like, okay, I did this on my own. It wasn't like she looked at my stuff and I messaged her and we meet, whatever. Like that was old school. Harry's and fucking Harry's was my jam. Oh god.
So where I'm from in Troy, I'm from the Troy Sally's area. That's where I'm from. We go to Mustang Sally's. That's where everybody hung out, was Mustang Sally's. But the thing about it is though, like the young generation doesn't understand that. Like when we were growing up, like when I was younger, so I grew up in Florissant, okay? And I lived there for 9 years of my life. The scariest thing about being a guy was calling the girl you like's house and her dad picking up the phone.
That's how you got to deal with it though. And it'd be cool with him then.
But listen, no matter what you do, he might like you,
he's
but
gonna
he
have
would
to
never
fucking deal with anybody anyway. So at least
That's
be
true.
fucking cool. Like, no, I'm gonna protect your girl. I'm gonna take care of her. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I kind of like this guy. Or whatever the case is, man. I went to, but like to go to the bar and fucking 3 o'clock hits and the lights come on. You're like, whoa, we got to wheel something. And all of a sudden you're looking around like, hey girls, let's go. Like that's this old school.
Yep, I agree with that. I agree.
Now, like I was always able to talk to adults at a young age. My mom and dad always make sure I knew how to fucking shake somebody's hand. Like, what's up? Like, look them in the eyes.
That's what we did when we first met. We shook each other's hand.
Yeah, it just at a young age to be able to just like have a conversation with an adult, and that just helps.
We were taught to be men.
Yeah, man. Now it's just like, and don't get me wrong, I'm on my phone all fucking day. All I do is read about shit. I do, radio to podcasts. I want to know as much information that I possibly can. So I'm like this. I got like a bulge growing on the back of my neck because I'm like my posture's so bad.
That's called steroids.
I have never took steroids.
I'm just kidding.
I could get drug tested. Shit, I would. No, fuck no. I do testosterone now because they're a sponsor. But steroids, like
actually, we need to talk when we get outside. I need to talk about that because I had low T the other day.
Dude,
I got a medical
so
test.
hard. My testosterone. I had testosterone as a 90.
Dude, I was all over the world in the army. Trust me. You want to talk about partying? Oh, I partied.
Bunch of swinging dicks though. A lot of dudes.
Dude.
Were you at a time where you're like, I need to get the fuck home? Like I'm in a sandbox. I'm with these guys.
Oh,
they're fucking like, that's when I'm like, and then like,
but I was single when I went in.
Okay. Because having a girlfriend going overseas, like you see so many things with girls. It's like, okay, like you don't talk to each other for fucking months or whatever it is, or barely a little bit. Like it'd be tough to be married or to have a girlfriend and then go in the fucking sandbox like that, dude. And then like,
Well, but
what's
here's the
he
thing, though,
doing? What you know?
No,
like,
but here's the thing though. So
she knows you're not hanging out with women because there ain't no women in Afghanistan anywhere.
oh, that's true. But here's the thing though. So we do army cadences. You heard them like, and we have ones that talk about Jody. Jody in the army is just any, like you talk about just Jody being whatever. But we know they're probably banging everybody. Like you come to a lot of realizations as men. You depend on your so you and I are having great conversation now. So you and I, like if we were in the army, you and I would go to the bar later. We would hang out. You would be called what they call my battle. You would be my battle mate. That means, okay, we cool, but now I've got your back, you got my back, no matter what happens. So, but we always know Jody. Jody is the person that's banging your chick at home. And we always knew.
Jody. Jody. That's right.
That's Jody. So we always knew.
I like that. Jody.
But we would sing cadences about Jody.
He's a comfort to your girl.
Oh, I know you're grieving.
I know.
And dude, he's banging her on the side. It is what it is.
Yeah, like, there's some Afghani girls over there, which there's not. And he's probably just fucking slipping.
Korea's crazy. I'm going to tell you.
A different
dude, when I was in Korea, that is something
watch
crazy.
out for them lady boys.
Oh, not Korea.
Not
Korea.
You might get got,
Dude,
I see some good dudes get got.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what. I know a couple guys did, but blowjobs and blowjobs. Just throwing that out there.
I'm just saying, like, right
hey, look,
now,
we're all friends here. We're all friends here.
I'm telling you.
That's Thailand, dude. I've been in Thailand.
Thailand, too. Yeah,
dude, them, like, literally, man.
They're hot. And you're like.
And dude, that shit's swinging. That shit's swinging. There ain't a lot there. I mean, I'm just throwing this out here. You would get. Next time we come in here, my buddy lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he's coming up October, like something. Y'all got to. It's going to be a morning podcast. His real name is Rail Dick. That's his real name.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture. I'll call him. I'm like, fuck, dude, you got it. He talked to him yesterday. Dude is insane. Business minded. He stands like probably 5'6", 5'7" tall. He's got a luscious bead of hair going from his chest boots to his ball fro. But he's got a sweater on. Like, they do take shit. It looks like he's wearing a fucking wool sweater.
Yeah.
But no hair on top of his head.
I know. I just
and
want to
he has the bedazzled, he's so small, he has a bedazzled booster seat for one of the restaurants.
Where else did you travel when you were in the, were you in the Marine? Was it Marines?
Army, man. So I traveled.
So why'd you pick the Army?
It was a family tradition, man. So my mom.
Because the Marines chirp the Army, Navy chirps this, everybody chirps each other. So how does that all go down?
So here's how you look at it. So the Marines and Army have the biggest rivalry.
Okay.
Literally, after this, I'll pull up some of my pictures. I can show you. We would fist fight till we're bloodied and battered, and then we go hammer beer. Us and the Marines would.
Yeah.
We battle because we're brothers, because we are the ground pounders, the pickers. I was an engineer, I was demolitions. These guys, recon guys, we'd hang out these days, and we would, you talk about hockey. I know what you did, but imagine just being hammered drunk and just rough. And our rule was keeping the family. We're gonna be rivals. But if I counted on somebody, those motherfuckers would be there for me. Exactly.
Goddamn right.
Then you got the Air Force and the Army. And the Air Force and the Army, they're tied together, Navy and Marines. Yeah, so we run
Navy too. Like,
I understand. Not to interrupt. Like, how long you rolled? Probably rolling a little bit over 30 minutes. Yeah. You guys are doing great. Just keep going. But
well, it started out as just a general conversation. He's like, I'll give you a minute, but dude, bros are bros,
that's
man.
What happens, dude.
But no, so the Army and the Air Force, they roll together. The Marines and the Navy. The rivalry really is between the Army and the Marines. And so when I was at Fort Leonard Wood, there was Marines, and dude, we would do what we call barracks parties. Man, that's when we'd get our shit out. We would meet up at midnight. We'd get our shit out. We'd throw hands, call it a day. We'd get up next morning.
I'm going to protect you. Like,
but it's
I'm going to
because
protect you.
It's like if you backed up as a dude, you want to get laid, right? In the Army, you throw hands. That's you. I had this dude from Wisconsin face a guy from New Hampshire one time. And we knew it was going to happen at midnight. They were having problems in the squad. They were having issues. They threw hands. There was blood everywhere. We all cleaned it up. They were cool the next day.
Did you ever get into a jam in the sandbox where you were like, this is not good? What is this guy doing? Why is
that's the Army every day.
Were you like, this motherfucker, like, what is that? You look at each other like, what's going on? You're fucking kicking doors down or whatever the case is. Like, did you have any time where you're like, fuck, we're surrounded or whatever?
Honestly, yes. It was called the day I started basic training. Because you got to remember, my mom was in. So my mom was a counterintelligence person. So her job was to go to airports in the 80s, find the weak points. She never got caught. I don't know how many she went in. She only talks about a few.
Really?
My mom.
Like sneak into planes and stuff.
So what she do is they would have
pictures.
she would show me, and I met up, like I grew up in a military family. So my mom, they would have pictures of her at the airport, and she would go through the airports, and they were their job was to catch her.
Yeah, and they didn't.
And they never caught her, not one time.
What year was that?
That was in the 80s, dude. So it's probably between 80.
You could walk right the fuck in.
Right. So we were talking about that yesterday. But here's the thing, though. She said, and my Uncle Tommy, one of the times I got to have my Uncle Tommy tell the Tom McCormick story, which actually I don't want to really say it because it involves a senator. But we're not going to talk about that. Sorry, Tommy. But my mom says it was all about who met you at the gate. People are looking for people randomly doing stuff. She would have people pick her up at the gates. Never got caught. One time. My mom is the smartest person. We didn't get away with shit growing up.
She's still alive?
Yeah.
Good.
She's probably drunk right now, actually.
How old is she?
I'm 42. She'd be 62. She had me at 19. She's 20.
Whoa,
She's 62.
Good for you then. She's 62? Okay.
Yep.
My parents had me at 30. So
I had my kid at 36.
Yeah, no, that's normal
Did
now.
you have kids, by the way?
Nope, I don't have kids.
So you know the pull-out game's pretty strong. Okay, I like you.
No, I think my sperm
You were a
is
professional.
fucked up.
No, you were a professional hockey player, motherfucker. I know you went town to town before you met your wife. Your wife seems pretty cool, by the way.
I did. We started dating when I was at the very end of my career. So I got all my stuff out of the way.
I know you're on
I went
schedule.
back to I knew she was pure, and like I knew her family. We went to high school together, and she cheered for the Rams and all that stuff. And then I started wheeling her back when I was like
recognize.
29.
No offense, but that's where I recognize her.
Yeah,
so we had my friends had PSL, so we were around the 50s. So I saw, yeah. But my question is though, Canadian women or American women?
American women. Look, I love Canadians, man. I love Canadian people.
You know it's bad when you had to back up from. I love Canadian women. Let me tell you.
I lived in Windsor and Guelph. Like these are small little towns, man. So I don't know too much about that. There's good looking girls everywhere. There's cool fucking chicks everywhere. Canadian girls are cool as
Germans
fuck.
are the best, by the way.
They're cool. Germans?
Oh, dude.
And their accents are hardcore, though. I'm sorry.
I'm going to tell you.
No, I'm just telling you.
Swedish are good, but German, they'll buy you drinks when they want to get some.
Swedish girls are good looking. I mean, there's beautiful women everywhere.
There's Swedish people in the NHL, so I know you got to see their wives.
Yes. No, the guys are more handsome than the wives sometimes. Like I play with guys in Sweden.
Look, they are the
most handsome guys I've ever seen.
They're the American Ryan Reynolds.
These guys Patrick Berglund would walk into a bar.
Dude.
He'd walk in a bar. He's 6'5", fucking slick back, blonde hair. This looked, and he'd be like sit, and we'd be at a Ritz Carlton. Girls are everywhere, and you go on a piano and expect this, start playing. And girls would come over, like, oh my God, this fucking.
So he's
start getting drunk and be like this.
He'd be one of the guys getting invited to the Players Ball in California.
Dude, it's so funny, man. Those Swedes are fucking awesome. They're so awesome.
But here's the thing, though. Like, I've met people from all over the world, and some of the coolest people I've ever met from Amsterdam and England.
England, cool. Yeah,
dude, they have no filter in England.
I lived over there for a year.
Where at?
In Nottingham. I played Nottingham Panthers. Dude, they loved Kate and I. They treated us like we're king and queen.
Do you like Doctor Who then?
I got in a little bit of that.
Yeah, you're a Whovian. Don't even try. I'm a Whovian too.
I'm into history. I'm into war and history.
Oh, dude, that's my jam,
I love
dude.
King Henry VIII.
You like his exploits. That's what makes him great is his exploits.
He's interesting. I like kings that are interesting. No,
he wasn't dumb, though.
None of them were dumb until they get bloodletted and they have diseases.
Leeching.
And they were so stupid back then with medicine and whatnot. But I'm interested in kings and how countries are taken over and this, that, and the other, like castles and defense mechanisms, stuff like that. So
you read a lot. Awesome. You said you read a lot, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever read The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire?
No, but I know a lot about it.
Dude, you got to read that. Situational design is a real thing. I'm just going to throw this out here. I'm not getting into politics.
I love ancient history too. Absolutely. I love
ancient history because
Roman Empire. I do.
Yeah, the Roman Empire was the greatest dynasty. I used to think that. I think the Babylonians were better, but
I
love history. Babylonians were good.
But fucking Rome took over everything, and they did so much. They had aqueducts. They had fucking...
Dude, those aqueducts, I've seen them in real life.
You see those?
Fucking phenom.
Unbelievable.
Phenom.
Listen, our history is way more advanced than you think. They were way smarter than you think. All these how'd they survive back in the day? How'd they build all these fucking huge structures? The goddamn pyramids were the tallest structure since
Do you know a true history fact? The Sudan has more pyramids than Egypt does.
No, I know.
Dude.
No, I know. There's more pyramids than you think. But the big Giza, the pyramids of Giza and whatnot, it's just weird how the fuck did you do that? It's interesting. On the Nile River, 800 miles away.
Ancient geometry.
You fucking carved that out of the rock, a mountain, and took that fucking monolith and brought it all the way. How? How did you do that?
Well, they say it's from wet sand and logs, but
no, dude.
They even said it. People were paid with beer and meat,
and there's more
beer and bread.
There's more
meat and bread, something like that. Yeah.
There's more to it than you think. I think the dynamics of it. Like they knew the circumference of the world at the time. They knew more about shit than you think. They find devices from fucking thousands of years ago, computers on shipwrecks that will guide you.
All right, if we're going to go into the ancient history theory, or we're going to go into a little bit of conspiracy theory, what do you think about the Freemasons? Just be honest about it. What do you think about the Freemasons?
The Freemasons, like, what do you mean exactly? Like what?
Okay, so the biggest conspiracy in the United States is the Freemasons. Like they said, they started the country, did all shit. What do you believe on that?
I think the Chinese.
The Chinese.
I don't know. That built our country. The Irish, the Italians. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the Freemasons. You know, with the little square and compass with a G in it.
I'm not into that.
Well, here's the thing, though.
I know who built our country.
Well, actually, most of the signers of the Declaration of Independence were Freemasons. But let me tell you something. I am a master of my Freemason lodge right now. And the reason I like to see other people's perspective on it, that we believe in the grand architecture. There's a lot of things we believe in. And a lot of the signers of the Declaration of Independence were Freemasons, are Freemasons, like George Washington was. And the thing is, though, like, I love ancient conspiracies. Like Brad Meltzer is like, hey, I saw him at a book signing one time. Freaking phenom.
Conspiracy
freaking phenom.
And now you're like, you're kind of like,
are they really conspiracies at this point?
No, not really. There's a lot that aren't. I mean, some
I agree.
But like, who built our country? We're 200 years old, like 200, whatever it is. We know who built our country.
You need to
read it. Deal with the Native Americans. They kicked our fucking ass.
They did.
For 400 fucking years until we got the goddamn Winchester and we started taking over.
The Winchester repeater. You're right. Yeah.
We started taking over with technology. But everybody's like, the Americans no, we conquered you. Just like everybody else conquered.
No, we didn't really. Technically, we didn't conquer them. Disease conquered them. We didn't have like smallpox like the flu and things like that.
Because we had the medicine, and so
I understand, but that's what really conquered them was disease.
I'm just saying, but it's still a conquer. It's not like we took over. Everybody's taking over everybody at the time. Every fucking country was taking over at some point. So at this point, we came in. They were slaughtering us. We were slaughtering them. Nasty shit overall. They kicked our fucking ass for more than the Nazis.
Guerrilla warfare.
More than anything. They were hardcore, dude. Yep. Hardcore. And you got to give them respect. Tip of the cap to that, man. And all of a sudden, our technology took over. Disease took over.
Columbus was the best one.
Started that too. And not to mention, I think it was syphilis or whatever it was a
gonorrhea, syphilis, and some other stuff.
When Columbus came over and took a bunch of fucking, and they all got syphilis.
Well, they were on a ship for 3 months, and that's a lot of dudes.
Now Europe had syphilis back in the fucking 1400s. You're like, where'd that come from? Came from the West Indies.
Well, if you look at it, so if you look genetically, and don't quote me on this because we're drinking and doing crazy shit. Actually, I'm out of beer. We almost had to pause so I can get another beer.
I'm just curious about history. I love history,
and I've studied it.
I'm wrong. Like, I'm not a history buff, but I read about it, and so, like, correct me.
Well, let's be real here. We've both been hit in the head way too many times to be functional. So, let's be real. But,
but I tell you this
let me ask you a question. I have to ask this. Do you ever watch Drunk History?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that fucking show. Because I'd be the guy like this, comatose and shit.
I also watch Who Built America. And
the men who built
the food that built America.
I didn't realize that Eagle...
The toys that built America.
My girl made me watch that, and I didn't the toys. Lego was the key one, but
Legos,
the Slinky,
peanut butter,
the
ice
Slinky,
cream, fucking all that stuff.
The Slinky was designed for something on boats to make.
The U.S. had entrepreneurs that were so hardcore, and these billionaires at the time, were so competitive with each other. They had all the money. They just wanted to beat
Carnegie.
each other. And there was this competition. Then you have a fucking plane. Now you got ice cream. Now you got trains. Now you got this, you got that. Like it's unbelievable how the U.S. was built. Like if you really look at it, it's unbelievable. But the fucking natives
we got to do something though.
Us, dude.
So your podcast, you're always welcome on here. Welcome to the Blind Talk and Duck Blind Nation. Because
we didn't talk one thing about fucking ducks.
we started to, but then we got on tangents. But here's the thing though, you're always welcome on the podcast. Whenever you want to come on. But I think you and I should go get a professional photo done of you and I during like Step Brothers. and I'll put that on the picture as the main thing for like in a couple weeks. We'll just do the
hell yeah,
like Derek. I love history too.
With the Freemason thing, I'm curious what you're saying with that. Like exactly, because I know a little bit of
Freemasons. If you look at any conspiracies, just look up Freemason conspiracies, dude. You go down the rabbit hole for weeks. I am a Freemason, and I enjoy it. And we're about charity, love. People say, "Oh, we're devil worshippers." No, actually, we say prayers all the time. We're about God, and you have to, in order to be a Freemason, you have to believe in God. We call him the grand architect of the universe because, dude, it took 6 days to build, 7th day he rested. But I mean, it's a lot of things. But I just was curious. Like, I'm curious about you as a person because I don't meet a lot of people. I live in a small ass damn podunk town, and I take pride in that. I live in Wentzville now, but I'm from there.
Yeah, me too.
We were very sheltered in what we know. We know farming, goats, cows, hogs,
Here's
four-wheelers.
You know more than other people in the city that are fucking sheltered. You know how to live. You know how to, if shit
I know how to drink.
If shit went down, you could survive. If
shit
went down,
we'll be fine.
You know how to hunt. You know how to survive. You know how to cook for your family.
I know how to purify water the whole time. Yep.
Exactly. And
the Army didn't teach me that. The farm taught me that.
Yeah, but the Army taught you a lot too. You didn't even fucking know.
Yeah, well, the Army taught me tactical training
whatever.
And I
survival. You know how to survive.
I do.
Dude,
yeah.
You look around at some of these cats, man. They wouldn't know what the fuck to do if shit went down and you had to protect your family.
3 months in,
just so you know,
85% of the city population will be gone because they don't know how to survive. Once the grocery store's gone,
no, they would have no
I can
idea.
brew my own beer, and I have some good moonshine, which you and I are going to talk after this is over, and I'm going to send you some moonshine. You should, dude. You're always welcome on my podcast.
Cool, man.
And I did this like literally on a whim. Like literally, I was like, I want to do this. I'm a hustler, baby. No, actually, no. I make a duck hunting. I actually have my own version of camo. I have DVM is actually.
How'd you get into that then? So just how do you?
I mean, honestly, it literally how I promote it. I hired these two. So I realized. So my grandfather's a self-made millionaire. He owns a series of computer stores now. He owns like 20 condos in Naples. Like I don't know what the fuck he owns.
He's doing good.
Oh no, but we grew. So, but here's the thing though. We lived in a trailer growing up. We had no money. I mean, we literally, there was times I can remember where like one of my story, and Mom, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell this story. I know it's hard for the family. So the dad that I thought was my dad died in a car accident randomly on Kings Highway one time. He was in the Army too. My mom had bought a house and my mom was getting put on the title. But when you buy a VA loan, you have 90 days for the processing. He died before the processing. They just got married. Her and I have differences of opinion how it felt, but I remember the red Ford Pinto we had. I don't remember what happened, but I know that we lost the house. We ended up moving to Florissant. That's why we were in Florissant. And I remember my shoes breaking one time. I don't know why I remember this story, but I remember my shoes breaking. Like I literally got a new pair of Nikes, like the original Air Force Ones, like the blue and white ones, and I was so happy about them. And like the glue came off on the tongue, and it came off. My mom cried because she couldn't afford to get me new shoes. And I'll never forget this. And my grandmother, who lived out north, drove all the way and bought me a pair of shoes. And my family's very tight knit. We didn't grow up with the riches. My mom didn't have it. My grandparents didn't have it, but they were smart about everything. So my grandparents literally took what little they had and they invested and kept investing when they had nothing, like literally nothing. I mean, I can't describe how nothing we had. And we had more than some, but not as much as most. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like where we lived in the community we lived in, it was very small. There was guys that have running water in our town. And
they're not investing.
Yeah, no. So my grandfather would just invest. He was part of Rotary, Kiwanis. As he became a business owner, he started growing his thing. And then one day they said, we're moving to Florida when I got older. And now they live in Naples and they bought a bunch of condos, but they didn't have money. Yeah, they were really smart. My mom,
it's American dream, dude.
my uncle,
That's what it is.
my uncle, he is like a big wig at some company. I don't know when he just transferred jobs. My aunt and my other uncle, he's the VP of flight operations for Honeywell. So I grew up, and I have one uncle that owns a concrete company, one open construction company, but he does like HVAC. Actually, they put all the chillers in at the new when they took the arena. They put the chillers in. I have a couple pieces of towel from the original red, blue, and yellow that I still have in a box. And I have Tony Twist's signature. I met him.
Twist from that's my boy.
So I met him like in a signing.
Boy.
But like, so I grew up with great people that did great things. And it took me until I was 36 years old when my son was born to realize that I was the CEO of a worldwide brokering company. So I dealt in papers and plastics. And I just was miserable. And one day I said, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'll find a way to make money. I've always been great at business, and I grew up with some of the greatest minds I've ever met in my world. And I decided one day that I'm going to do this on my own. And it has been the scariest fucking journey I've ever been on. And I got with these guys, May, June, right? May. And I said, I want to do this. And they said, are you sure you want to do it? And it has morphed into what it is now. And now I'm sitting fucking here with Cam Janssen, and we're drinking some coldies and taking some shots, and welcome to the Duck Blind, man. You're always welcome to the Duck Blind.
Appreciate it, guys, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we can wrap this up so we can go drink some more.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
out of
they
beer.
want me out there. I think we're gonna do the auction and all that stuff. But
are you gonna do like the?
No, I'll do it. Like I'm not from Saskatchewan. Like Losey is.
Dude.
Like I do his auctions when he's.
Dude, I'm down. If you find some people, I'm down for chirping with you. I'm great at chirping.
Well, there's some good auction items if you guys want to buy some. I mean, like
What makes you think I have money?
Makes you think I got money? I mean, you know how it is.
I mean, the difference between me and you is you're a professional hockey player. I'm just a no-name off the street.
I didn't make that much money playing hockey, and I spent a lot of it too.
Are you on cap or arbitration?
What do you mean?
So when you get in, you hit arbitration. You can make so much cap on arbitration, or did you negotiate out?
And all that, it's all good. No,
you're good. Okay, good.
Oh God, yeah,
dude.
They changed it right before.
Let's just say I got actually pretty far in baseball. So let's put it that way.
So like, it's not games because I sat out a lot of games.
No, I'm rubbing my head, dude. Because quit rubbing your fucking head, dude.
Dude, when you're
either yawn, cough, or do something, I'm gonna fucking follow you. You gotta stop.
I want Kate to give me a head massage. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Like I would get a massage. Like I want a head massage from somebody.
You get that thing on TikTok, the little metal thing that you see about.
I know.
Oh
God, dude. Now I'm doing radio. Like I used to get my body.
You do have the face for radio, but
man, I get it. My face is beat the fuck up too, and it's fat.
Actually, looks normal.
No, I drink too much beer, so my cheeks are fucking big. So if I don't see somebody in 3 years, like whoa. You're 250 now.
Well, I'm 250 now, and I'm 6'3", so
you're good then.
I told them before I came in there, I said, I look at one of those Egyptian statues, like I'm skinny legs, skinny arms, and I got a big old beer belly. I'm one of those guys. I look at one of those Egyptian statues.
I still skate and all that stuff too. So, but
I skate, but I fall 3 feet after I do it.
Don't even try. You'll fucking break your neck, dude. You don't.
Actually, I did skate not too long ago, and I actually did all right. But then, I had to ice down my knees and ankles for 2 days afterwards.
Yeah. Stuff. Hockey's tough to get into. It is. It's just it's hard. It's hard.
You got to deal with all the other. I mean, Russians run hockey.
Yeah, there are.
They have frozen ponds 9 months out of the year.
We're in
St. Louis.
We got rollerblades, man. I started with rollerblades, dude.
That's what I did.
Shit.
St. Louis Vipers, dude, was my jam.
Fucking skated with rollerblades everywhere.
I still have my Vipers jersey.
I remember that. I remember the Vipers. I remember the Vipers and the ambush and all that shit. Goddamn right.
All right, so let's wrap this up because we're good. So Cam Janssen, thank you for coming in.
Hell yeah!
I'm just gonna call you Cam now. I feel I'm like yo Cam Janssen. But as we're closing out, really I appreciate you coming here, man. This is a last minute thing. He was gonna come in here. It's gonna be a 10-minute thing, and we've been talking for an hour. But thank you to all the veterans, first responders, all you guys. You guys are the true heroes.
Damn right.
Teachers. You guys really make us who we are. And I got your back. I got your six. Love you guys. Have a good one. And thank you again for coming. You're welcome anytime.
Anytime, guys. Love you guys.